Don't do it to a third party who's got the same box of Kleenex sat by his thigh. They're all wankers. They're all just wankers.
I know, but sometimes wankers have insight.
No, they don't. I can't think. No, I disagree. If they have insight, then let's hear it. I want to hear it. No, they're wankers.
Oh, right. I wanted to talk about the forums, because I agree with everything you've said, except for the fact that everybody's a wanker. I don't think everyone is. I think there's a select few who have a persecution complex and resort to kind of like a bullying way of socialising, and that's by trying to defend something horrible by saying it's free speech, and they're just being honest and saying their opinion, whereas I see it as cruelty.
Of course it is. It's cowardice. And then they're wankers.
And then when you do pull people up for doing things like that, what they do is they're the persecutor, but they play the victim. And they claim they treat like shit for voicing a horrible opinion, and then they turn on everyone else.
There you are, you see. If anybody wants to have a go at me, then they're welcome to come up to me and say so, and I'd enjoy that. And if I wanted to have a go at anybody, I would go up to them and I would say it. I would never, ever, and I have never, ever, in all my life, and I never will, say anything sly, underhand, devious, unpleasant to or about anybody except in their presence. I think it is one of the lowest lows that a human being, particularly somebody who thinks that he might be a man, can stoop to.
Well, they have the anonymity over the internet, that the fact that they don't...
How can you live with yourself with that lack of courage and conviction? I mean, as I said at the beginning, I don't read the things, and I never would. But I'm really interested to find out what kind of wankers these little boys are. And obviously they don't get, they're not getting any sex. They're not getting any sex, are they? No. And they couldn't play football, could they?
No.
They don't know how to drink. I bet they don't smoke, any of them. They don't smoke or drink, and they've never done mild drugs. I bet none of them have ever had more than 1.5 girlfriends. And I think that they are all terribly unfulfilled in their lives, unloved by anybody, and doing a shit dead-end job. And they're so angry with the fact that they're crap that they want to make somebody else unhappy. And part of me wants to feel sorry for them because I'm a nice guy, but they're just wankers, because they're trying to be unpleasant to people who don't deserve it. I'm going to have to let you go, Percy, because your line's gone all to pot. The False Idol has just Skype text in. I'd like to know which forums these are. The one I had to go to was a rather desperate thing called the Digital Spy.
Oh, no.
Well, somebody asked me to have a look at them and see whether I thought that somebody had crossed the line. Because if anybody did break the law in being unpleasant to any of my colleagues here, for whom I feel a sense of responsibility, I wouldn't hesitate but to whack them into court. And I would love it. I would love it if they crossed the line. But they're like middle-aged... there's something middle-aged spinsterish about these people. They know exactly how far they can push the hat pin in without it becoming a stabbing offence. Which is just another example of what lack of balls they've got. Because if they really had any balls, they'd say what they really think in their bitter and twisted little labyrinth-like trousers. Okay? And, then we'd have the opportunity of nailing the beggars. Which is what I'd like to do. I mean, most of all, I'd like them to ring up or contact me direct if they've got a beef about anybody who works here or any of the programmes we do. But instead, with their one dry hand, they peck away at the keyboard of their typewriter. All this... I feel... It must be awful to be a person like that. It must be awful to be so ineffectual and and know how weak you are. I mean, gentleness is a profound virtue, but weakness.
The problem is, though, they hang around in packs and they get social acceptance from these little groups, so they don't see themselves as being wrong.
These aren't packs, Percy. I'm going to use my vocabulary. I would say not packs, shoals, perhaps.
Yeah.
Shoals. The False Idol says, thanks, I'll have a look. He's going off to, or she is going off to have a look at... I have this from Mr. Williams. He says, forums are for virgin losers that live at home or in a bedsit.
Yes.
Have you seen the Newcastle kit? What's that, Fiona? Which bit? What?
Read it out again, the virgin...
Forums are for virgin losers.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, that live at home or in a bedsit.
With no life.
Yes, tossers.
Yes.
Matt emails, Tommy, re-forum postings, I couldn't agree more. I dabbled with the digital spy forums recently for the first time, and whilst there are lots of positive and informed postings, the general vitriol and bitching, especially in regards to censorship and freedom of speech, was quite sad to see. Why don't you ask Fat Steve about the general commentary he's probably witnessed on the Skype groups? Don't know. Fat Steve can look after himself.
The thing is, yeah, it proves a point.
Yes.
Because the only things that are ever written on forums are negative things.
Yeah.
So that's all you need to know, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know? If it was equally balanced.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you need to have balance.
No.
I'm just saying that when it comes to the forums, the majority of comments that people write are negative comments.
Yes, that's because they're angry with their ineffectualness.
Because they're negative people.
Well, they're angry at themselves and their parents and girls, because girls don't love them.
Yeah.
And come towards them and, you know, they're angry. They're just angry with all these...
With the world.
And with themselves, mainly, because what they're most angry about is they know they're ineffectual.
Because if these people that write these negative things, if you could see that they also went on and said positive things about, you know, other issues, then you would be able to see them as more balanced individuals. Or they're not individuals, are they, really? You know what I mean?
No, they're not. What, I don't know, I'd like to help them, but, you know, there will always be, in our lifetime at least, an awful lot of young men. It is mainly men. See, women don't get bitter in the same way. These are young men who are bitter.
Yeah.
They're possibly wrestling with just how manly they are. They're worried about the fact that they're not that manly. They didn't like football. They can't drink. I mean, they can't fight. They've never had a fight. They're terrified. They know they're cowards. Now, and so what they're doing, of course, subconsciously reinforces their sense of cowardice.
Yeah.
I don't know what you can do about it. These kids were bullied at school, almost certainly. And they're just angry at the world. And they'll have
But it makes them feel better with themselves. Well, no, they think that it makes them feel better by being, you know, vile and negative to other people and to other, you know, whatever it is that they're ranting about.
Why aren't they vile about me? They're vile about lots of people on Play Talk UK, and vile, I suspect, about lots of people on lots of radio stations.
Yeah.
But they're never vile about me. No, they're not. No, sometimes they have a little dig. They sometimes have a little dig. But they never have a go at me. Because they can't. Because they know I'm too good. They know that not only am I too good at what I do, both on and off air, that if it came down to it, I could knock them in the middle of next week. Because I'm a bloke. I'm a proper bloke.
Yeah, you're a real person.
I'm not a bloke. I'm a geezer. I'm a bloke.
Well, you're a real person.
No, I'm a bloke. And you wouldn't say no. You wouldn't say boo to me.
No.
I'm not frightened of anybody. I don't care what they're carrying. But they are.
Yeah.
Frightened of imaginary people. What I say is, come and have a go at me.
Mm.
Not the other people at Play Talk UK. Come get me. Come on. Let's do it. Having said that, I don't know how I'm going to find out because, as I said, I don't read the forums. Now, you do sometimes, don't you?
I have done in the past, yeah.
Have you decided not to?
Oh, yeah, definitely, because I think it's too, I've dished out advice to people in the past.
Yeah.
That, like I've just said, that the people that tend to write on these things, are just vicious people that just want to say, nasty things about people. But, it's you have to keep a clear perspective on things, and it's just not worth even going there.
No, but I like a fight. I just wish they'd pick on me. I really do. I really, really, really wish they'd pick on me. Because they can't.
Why did you say they wouldn't dare?
Oh, I know. Because they're wankers. But I'd always do that. I'm not afraid of any amount of aggression from anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it on. But bring it on me and not other people. Because most of the people who work at Play Talk UK are in various stages of finding their way in broadcasting. Mm-hmm. But I'm a huge monolith. I'm an Everest. So come and have a pop at me. Better still, get on the phone, come round. Got a big car park.
Yeah.
That won't happen, will it?
No, of course it won't.
You'd pay to watch, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you what I'd do. I'd let them have the first three hits. And I wouldn't move.